Welcome back to Morning Rush, turning now to Decision Georgia. Senator Kelly Loeffler has conceded to Reverend Raphael Warnock in the Senate runoff. In a video released last night, Loeffler thanked her supporters and wished him all the best. Now the question remains, what's next for Democrats Warnock and John Ossoff after their historic win for the U.S. Senate seats? Liza Lucas joins us now live with more on the next steps, including when the senator-elects will be sworn into office.
Fran, well, we've seen a spike in Google searches for the very question that you just mentioned. Actually, people searching for the answer for that more than 1,000%. So the short answer we can tell you is that it is dependent on when the state certifies those runoff election results. Now, according to the Secretary of State's office, January 8th, today, marks the deadline for military and overseas ballots to come in. It's also the deadline for voters who need to cure provisional ballots. Counties have until January 15th to certify their results. Now, the Secretary of State then has until January 22nd to certify the state results. And after that, the vote totals go to Governor Kemp, who issues a certificate of election to the winners. So the reason that we can't give you a definitive timeline, even though we know all of these dates, well, that is because the Secretary of State's office says that all of this could move more quickly than that allotted timeline. So we're going to be watching for that very closely. And it is possible that we could see the senators-elect sworn in before Inauguration Day. Meanwhile, I've been watching their Twitter accounts, and both Warnock and Ossoff, they have been busy tweeting and indicating that they are ready to get to work.
Liza, thank you. It looks like all eyes are still on Georgia.